In 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm Mike Linehan, and welcome back to another episode of Leisure Hour Radio. Today I have a good friend on the podcast, the man that brought comedy to Keene, New Hampshire, Juan Rosario!
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah, thanks for coming on, brother.
Appreciate it.
So, we'll get into that. So, we'll start with that. How did Keene start up, and what was, oh!
Look at that. Party foul.
Might break my new mics before I even get the chance to use them. So tell me about how that started up. Is it you and Mike Millett that started that?
Actually, so when I first started, got the space utilized by a good friend of mine. He owns, almost half of Keene at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nice guy. Jeff is his name, and he said, "Hey man, I have this spot. If you want to use it for comedy, go ahead. Of course, follow the CDC rules, etc., etc." And I was like, all right, sounds good. So started off just me, and then there was this other kid, Bobby Teriyaki, Bobby Wasabi.
Yeah, Bobby Teriyaki, dude. That kid brings the spice to my night.
Fucking local favorite out there. So
is he from Keene?
Yeah, he's lived in Keene his whole life. Yeah.
Where do you live right now?
I live in Raymond. So
Raymond?
Outside of Manchester, New Hampshire.
Everybody loves Raymond.
There's nothing else to do in Raymond besides love Raymond. I think that's the best way to put it.
That probably is. So, did it take you an hour to get here, or did you just hit traffic, or what happened?
It took me an hour. We're going to be honest, CPT time, or CPT, Colored People time.
Colored People time?
Yes. So
I like that.
You said, see you at 7:30, and I was like, all right, sounds good. It's an hour and 10-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I got to leave by 6:30. I got ready at 6:30. And I was like, shit, I need to leave. So I left at 6:40, 6:45. I went the speed limit, of course. I went the speed limit and got here in under an hour. So
if there's any police officers watching. Well, I mean, that wouldn't really matter, because I had Sam Buck on almost a week ago now, and he brought LSD and shrooms to the podcast.
Holy shit.
And he put him up to the camera, basically.
That kid knows how to fucking party.
That kid knows how to party, and his party isn't in this dimension.
How are shrooms? I'm curious.
Have you ever basically thrown a lava lamp into a time portal?
Can't say I have.
No, shrooms are actually really good. I've only done shrooms by myself, because one time me and my buddy, we were doing them down here, actually. This isn't a good spot to do them. You want to be out in the woods. But me and my buddy...
Sounds scary.
It is scary, especially with none of the freaking lights down here and work. That's why, I gotta turn this other light on. So, but let me finish this story. So I was doing shrooms. It was the first time I ever done them. Me and my buddy, we each took them. We each took a gram or a gram and a half, I think we took. Usually, people say take an eighth, but that's way too much. You get banged up off an eighth. You get really high. So I did a gram and a half, and then my buddy did too. 30 minutes went by. My buddy's in the bathroom throwing up. And then he's like, I gotta go home, man. I gotta go home. And I guess he started tripping out in an Uber home. And it hit him then. It hit me. I was watching, the show Rust Valley Restores?
Yeah.
Do you actually?
The Cars.
The Car Guys? Yeah. I love that show, but I was watching that. And you know how the guy Mike, he has he's a white dude with dreads?
Yeah.
It just was tripping me out. His dreads were just going around, and it was just so fucking freaky to see for when you're high for the first time on shit like that. But yeah, let me turn this on.
Yeah, no, you good. Holy shit, though. I hear all these different stories, so I'm just I'm curious. I want to try. Curiosity.
It's definitely worth a try, but also, you gotta be in the right space and the right time. It's all about your setting. You want to kind of be in the woods, even though that sounds like it would freak you out. But
sounds terrifying.
It is for some people, but for most people, when you're just frolicking around the woods, you see a squirrel, you're just tripping out. But drugs aren't that good. I'm not a big drug guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, I've always stuck to my alcohol, college weed. You gotta do what you gotta do. But
of course.
I haven't gone beyond that.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to New England College, NEC.
I almost went there, yeah.
Did you really?
In Maine, yeah, right?
No, New Hampshire.
Oh, New Hampshire?
You think,
I'm thinking the University of New England.
I was gonna say, yeah, a lot of people do think that. And they're like, oh, wow, that's a really great school. And I'm like, yeah, that's the one.
Did you graduate?
Yeah, I graduated 2017.
Cheers.
Thank you, appreciate it. We call it NEC, not even college, as a joke sometimes. But it was a dope spot. I mean, I learned a lot, honestly. It's a small school. It's kind of like high school. It's, 30 kids to one, professor.
Yeah.
Small college, same schedule. Everybody sees the same people. I loved it for what it was, But definitely an experience for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, Henniker, New Hampshire, one blinking light in the entire town. So I went from the Bronx to that.
Gee. So is that how you got to New Hampshire?
Yeah.
From college?
Yeah, that was exactly it.
And what, you fell in love with it? You decided to stay?
Yeah.
Oh,
bro.
really?
So I got the letter from New England College, and when you're born in New York or you're just born in an inner city, like anything outside of New York, like it's Boston and then it goes Canada.
Yeah.
And below you it goes Texas, Florida. Anything else in the middle doesn't really matter. Like California.
Yeah.
So I get a letter in the mail and it says, "We would love for you to join our college, New England College," and I was like, that's too far. I don't want to fucking move to England. It's fucking stupid.
You serious?
I really thought New England was, I just knew of Boston. I didn't know that was called the New England area.
Yeah.
I know the tri-state area, but it's only because of fucking Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah, same here, bro. And Perry the Platypus. Jesus, what a show.
But, and then I went up there for Accepted Students Day, and then I'm walking down the street, and somebody was like, "Hey, how are you?" And I was like, "Who the fuck are you? Why are you saying hi to me?"
Were they trying to sell you on Jesus Christ?
No, they were just nice. And which was crazy, and I was just like, who goes out of the way to say hello? I took the subway to go to school, took the bus, all that kind of stuff. Nobody cares about you. You see the crazy shit on subways, but it was just different. And I went from a city life to suburban life and trees and all that. So it was just I needed something different.
It was a little culture shock for you.
Exactly, and I needed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so do you ever think you're gonna move back to New York?
So before COVID happened, I wanted to get into comedy. I started comedy in January 2020, and COVID started.
You started comedy in January 2020?
2020, yeah.
You don't seem like it. You seem a lot better than that on
Thank
stage.
you.
No,
I appreciate that.
Because usually when you're like, you're a little bit over a year in now. Year and 1 month. You have confidence. You have some good jokes. I really like. Are you done doing your ass eating joke?
No, of course not.
Yeah,
no.
you haven't brought that one out in a while. I like that joke. Johnny T, John Tyler, Big John. He brought up your joke the other night. Imagine him trying to do that.
Oh my god! I think at the last open mic on Friday, I did do it, and then he talked about him getting his ass eaten by some girl once, and then he's been asking girls or whatever, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Comedy, absolutely comedy.
Imagine how long your tongue would have to be to fit in that guy's ass crack. I'm just kidding, John. I love you. John's been on the podcast. He's coming back on next week for me and Michael O'Connor's new show. It's untitled yet, and that's the title right now. But
I thought that was the official title. I was gonna say I like it.
Untitled. That's not even a bad podcast name. Untitled with Mike and Mike. So, have you ever done your own podcast?
So my friends and I, we tried it. It was when we all lived together in Keene. It was we tried it. We tried on Instagram Live. We had the camera set up and everything, but I think we were all too busy with our jobs at the time that we weren't able to consistently do it every week. Schedules and all that kind of stuff. We did 3 or 4, and we did enjoy it, but it was just having to keep up with it, the maintenance, and still enjoyed it. I mean, then I go on podcasts for my clothing line. I go on podcasts. This is my first, comedic podcast.
Yeah, your clothing line will be up here.
That'd be perfect.
We'll put the handle up here.
There we go.
What's the name? Shout it out. What's the name of your clothing line?
It's called Juan Love Apparel. It's a play on words of my name. Because growing up, you've heard the joke before, but I've, Juan, wonton soup, Guantanamo Bay. So and also the idea was to promote positivity and self-worth with clothes. So I thought Juan Love was a perfect name for it, and I'm wearing it right now. It's just hoodies, crew necks, long sleeves.
Did you bring me any merch?
It's crazy. I was about 20 minutes into the drive, and I forgot this kid's fucking sweatpants.
Dang, you were going to bring me sweatpants? I actually need sweatpants.
Are you a size large? Because I was going to bring you a large pair.
Damn, can I get them on Thursday or Friday?
You want beige or red?
Can I see them? Do you have pictures on your phone?
I got pictures. The red ones are just your typical red ones with the white stripes like these.
Yeah.
And then the beige ones are kind of like an eggshell.
I like you always have a nice pair of kicks on, like, you always come, like, you're a fashionable dude. Like, most comedians, like, what's his name? Fuck. I'm blanking, but who's the guy that's always there on Fridays? That, Thomas Sargent. Like, most comedians, you see them, they're wearing sweatpants, couple holes in them, and then they got a t-shirt of, like, Pablo Escobar, like, smoking a joint on it or something.
Yeah, those are the beige ones.
Oh, those are fly.
Yeah.
And then let me see the red ones.
Yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you don't see too many comedians that are dressing in style nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's always, I mean, I think that's the New York thing, just always been that way, just, you know, whatever that's in style in the moment or whatever.
Oh, shit. I'll go with the reds. Red. Those are fresh.
That works with me.
For anybody listening at home, go check it out. What's your Instagram for that?
It's at Juan Love Apparel. The website is juanloveapparel.com. You'll be able to get everything. And basically, it's comfort clothing. You know, it's hoodies, sweatpants, crew necks, long sleeves. You're going to want to wear it all the time. That's the goal. You know, and you get to promote positivity and self-worth. So, you know. Best way to do it.
Is that your main source of income right now?
Yeah, technically. I mean, like, I am self-employed.
Yeah.
Unemployed, self-employed, as people like to say it. I'm a comedian, and I do clothes.
Yeah.
And the clothes is what I do, my 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I haven't paid myself yet, but I am. You know, the business is making money to be able to be reinvested into itself.
Yeah. So you're just putting any profit back into the business.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know too much about this, so, like, you can stop me if I'm wrong and correct me.
Yeah.
But so, like, I'm pretty sure, like, starting a clothing line is tough because it's all about having the products and, like, you have to order it in bulk, right? Just to get, like, a good enough price that you can resell it. Do you want to move that up?
Yeah, I was trying, and then like, look at that! Wow. Okay, there we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, now I can rest my fucking hands. I'm not doing comedy anymore. What's it called? Yeah, fucking the clothes, the bulk pricing and all that. Okay, so the sweatpants I got made in China.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever got anything made in China, and
You fucking bastard! You're taking away American jobs.
And no, the fucking bastard line is correct because I kind of felt like a piece of shit when I found out like what's going on in the world. Let's say not just there. I wasn't really open to it. I didn't know that yet.
I know,
so.
They're really letting Mexicans use our same bathrooms as us. I know, you can't believe it's going on in the world. No, I'm kidding. Wait, what are you? Are you Puerto Rican?
I'm Puerto Rican.
That's what I thought. Oh, yeah, because you have a joke. Yeah, I knew that.
I mean, I'm Afro-Latino. I'm black at the end of the day, but, like, yes, I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican. But, yeah, that's exactly it. I love the Mexicans.
All right, go back to talking about the sweatshops that you're purchasing your products from.
So the first two, the hoodies and the long sleeves and the dad hats that I released, they were all made in America. I wanted to try China because I hear all this hype about China overseas, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I did it, got them. You know, everything went great. Profit was there. But then when I later found out, months later, this is how things are really done in the world, I said no more. And I'm done doing that.
Makes sense.
Because it's not. Who am I to promote positivity and self-worth, and I'm out here, you know, not.
But I'm sure you're making a lot more money going through China, right?
If I were to continue doing that, most likely. But it's not. It's like comedy. It's like it's not about the money. It's just like the message or who you want to be. You know, the message that you want to put out. I guess.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
Just leave it like that. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. But right now, my manufacturer is in California, so that's why I'm only doing hoodies, crew necks, and long sleeves now because it's much easier, less work, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and. Are you big into video games?
Yeah.
So you know how like DLCs, all that kind of stuff, right? Like DLC Pack 1, DLC
Oh
Pack
yeah.
2. So,
well, that's how everything's on so bullshit now. Like you gotta buy like a season pass for a video game. Now. What the hell's going on? I bought the video game. That's it.
And you gotta buy 18 other things.
What games are you into, by the way?
Right now, I'm addicted to Warzone.
Yeah.
I am addicted.
I like Warzone. I'm not the greatest, but it is mad fun to play.
Oh my god, that MLB The Show, 2K, any sport game.
Yeah, same here. I love sports. I'm actually filthy. I'm mad. What do you have? PS4 or Xbox?
P4.
I'm trying to get that P5. My
My
PS4 is over there in pieces. Yeah, I downloaded Madden. What's the new one? 21.
Yeah.
I downloaded Madden 21, and then my PS4 just shut off, and now it won't turn on again.
Yo, okay. Me and my friends, we have this fucking conspiracy that Sony is just doing what Apple does. That they're just fucking up everybody's
Yo,
PlayStation.
you might be right. I swear, because I literally bought the game and it gave me the option. It goes, do you want to buy it so it goes to your PS5 when you get it? And I said no, just PS4, because it was $20 more if you wanted it, and it would just go on your PS5 when you get it, and you wouldn't have to buy it again. And fucking, I didn't do it, and then it just shut off.
That's what that was in the terms and conditions. You didn't read it, so they were like, all right, I guess we get to break your PlayStation now.
Yeah, that's kind of like the South Park episode where where they don't read the terms of agreement and they're all put in the fucking what's that called? Human Centipede. Yeah. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah.
It's really romantic.
It is. Yeah. It is. It's a touching story.
Yeah, it is. It's a story about a lonely man that finds love through a human centipede.
Through intimacy.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of is like your ass. That's like the ultimate eating ass, honestly. Though.
That is. Are you big into spoof movies?
Sometimes, yeah. It depends on them. Like, I like the scary movies. I like, what other, like, spoof movies? I don't know. Go on. Keep going with what you're saying, though.
It's like there's just a spoof movie. I can't remember the name of it, but they make fun of the Hunger Games and they do.
Oh,
like
yeah. I actually saw that on Tubi.
Yeah.
Where do you ever use Tubi?
I know it, but I have seen it on there. But I think it was on Amazon Prime or whatever at the time.
Yeah. It's called like the Hangover Games.
Yes, the Hangover Games. That one. That's exactly it.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah. I like like just silly stuff like that. Like that's what I'm trying to go. Like you might see like my jokes are kind of like changing.
Yeah.
But like. You know, like I'm trying to go in a goofy direction because I've just been like so like I'm not like I guess I am a dirty comedian, but like I'm trying to get out of like having jokes that like have the possibility to offend someone. Like that Love on the Spectrum joke, like that could be really funny, but like I say like the R word in it, like and dude, me and Michael O'Connor were in here dropping R bombs everywhere. We're gonna get our podcast is gonna be taken off of YouTube the first episode we have. Yeah.
But I feel you on that. Trying to find jokes that aren't like too offensive. I mean, you know, you see my jokes. I'm racist. I talk all about race.
Yeah, we both do. We both are like very like edgy, like racial like comedians. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's hard. I mean, at the end of the day, what I've learned, obviously, I'm 25 and I'm young as shit. But like to think and to know already that you're not gonna make everybody happy.
Yeah.
And if what is in your heart is supposed to, mean well, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's, of course you can make do if, let's say, not using the R word or an F word or the N word. If you can do that, then, so be it. But at the end of the day, if you really have meaning of like, hey, this is what I want to bring awareness to, because that's what comedians want to do.
Yeah.
Then that's perfectly fine. It's, I don't know. That, again, not going to make everybody happy. I'm sure that comment would piss, if let's say we had 10,000 viewers, 9,000 of them would be like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
no.
Exactly, yeah.
But can't make everybody happy.
Wait, let me just make sure. Because sometimes I'll start the episode, I'll click this button, and it won't even be recording. I've done that. Yeah, I did it with me and John Tyler's. So I had this camera just on me, and then the other camera was on John, and it wasn't like recording the whole time.
Oh my
So
God.
I put up the episode anyways, and I told him, like, there's nothing I can do, like, it's gone. So that's why I'm having him back
Coming
on
back,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if this couch can handle him coming back, though. I'm sorry, John. I love you. So what'd you think of my character the other night?
The man bun one?
Yeah.
Okay, please tell me where that came from.
It came from this podcast, me and Sam Buck.
Okay, that makes sense now.
I was like thinking, I was like, I want to come up with a character on stage, just like to do something goofy as fuck. And then I looked down, I saw a hair tie, put it in my hair, and then I got up and I just started doing stand-up, like, during the podcast.
You honestly, I loved it. More context of like, just like more like the typical, stereotypical man bun hippie vibes.
Yeah.
But like you were, I'm drowning in pussy and all, like that was funny. Like, build on that, absolutely funny. I loved it.
Yeah, I gotta come out in the character though, because I put my hair in the man bun, and then there was like a big ass like ponytail hanging from the side. Yeah, I mean,
long hair probs.
Yeah. Well, me and you probably have the best hair in comedy.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Right now in the New England comedy scene, we probably do have the best hair. Besides, there's this guy. Did you ever go to any like shows in Rhode Island? Well, that's probably way too far, right?
I went to a skew once.
Oh, you did?
And no offense towards them, but it was a shit show for me.
Place sucks.
Does it? You think so? It was my first time there, so...
They call me on stage. They go, the hilarious comedian from Boston, Mike Lennon. I go up, and then I hear this guy in the back. And he goes, oh, he only said that because he drove from Boston. And then I'm like... And then I went up there. I did my shit. But that crowd, they just don't fuck with me. They're just, like, close-knit guys. Like, they're... I went there, like, whenever I go, I get on the list, I'm like 20th. It just... Yeah. It sucks. It's a bad environment. Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah, so the first time I went, I think I was like 30th. I mean, I got there late because I didn't know it was my first time.
Yeah, you didn't know you had to be there an hour early to get on the list.
Yeah, it was fucking... It looked like 2 to 3 hours. But I saw, you know, all the comics, Patrick DePari, somebody else was there that I knew, I can't remember.
Owen was probably there.
No, Owen wasn't there because I did know Owen then, but he wasn't there. But I go up and it's like 30th. Everybody's like shit-faced drunk at this point. Nobody's paying attention.
They're all talking at the bar. It's wicked loud. Like you go up, you don't even hear your own name being called up. It sucks, dude.
And then so then I tried to do some crowd work because of that. And I mean, like, again, I was 30th. Everybody was shit-faced drunk, and it was my first time, so I don't attribute it on their part, but I definitely want to go back. It's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, so, yeah, of course. You got to give it your all if you're going to drive that far.
Yeah.
That's like with me going to Keene.
Yeah.
Keene's a 2-hour drive from here, and like sometimes I'll go and just in a long ride like that, like I'm not like mentally prepared to even get up there and do comedy.
Yeah.
Because it's like draining being in a car that long. Like you see me do great at Keene.
Yeah.
And you see me do fucking terrible.
Happens, yeah.
Because it's like just a grueling ride. Because you can't take the highway to get there.
Yeah, I know, it's all fucking back roads. I know.
It sucks. Yeah.
When I lived in Keene, I had one of my boys, or two of them lived in one of them lives in Worcester and the other one lives in Milton. And
Milton out here?
Yeah, Milton, Mass.
Oh, it's a town right over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so whenever they drove up, it was back roads.
Is that why you said, "Oh, you live in Dedham"? Like, oh,
I knew. Yeah, and I have family that live on the other side of them, and I actually have a friend, Rashid, who lives in Dedham also.
Rashid, what?
Animashan, I believe is how you pronounce his last name.
How old is he?
He's about a year or two younger than me, so he's probably 23, 24.
He went to Dedham High, I think.
Did he Dedham High?
Yeah,
probably.
I think I know him.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I actually...
Pull up his Instagram.
I texted him and I was like, yo, bro, do you live in Dedham? Oh, he just responded. Look at that, 808. Yeah, I live in Dedham. Wow, that's funny.
I think I know where. Pull him up. Let me see him. I think I know him.
He's worn one of my shirts. Let's see if I can find a picture. That's going to be hard to fucking find right now. But yeah, he's worn one of my shirts a while ago. I'm sure I could find it somewhere. But yeah, I have boys that live out here, and then they always tell me, you know, the fucking drive. I taught at Clark University in Worcester, and when I first came up to Keene, that was the first time I actually had been to Keene for the bars and whatnot. And I took the back roads, and I was like, yo, if my car broke down on these roads...
You're dead. You're dying out there.
Immediately.
Especially if it's cold out, dude. There's no one that's going to come and help you. You're the only person. I don't think I've ever driven past anyone on, like, the roads out there.
No, there's nobody over there at all.
Especially, like, on your way home after the show. That's when it could get real dicey. Here, let me grab my cigarettes. What you find there? Oh. Yeah, I went to high school with him. I played football with him, but then he quit the team.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he used to ball up at this place called Avery, and I used to pull up all the time. I suck at basketball, and they would never let me play. Yeah, I know Rashid. Small world, huh?
It is, no, yeah. And he went to NEC also.
Oh, did he?
That's how I know him. I'm trying to see.
That's how you know your cousin?
Huh? No. He's not my cousin. He's just one of my boys.
Oh.
One of my cousins. They're my stepdad's family. I think they're his cousins, but I consider them my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember. I know that the son's name is Tony. I can't remember their last name, but yeah. I mean, I spent a lot of time in the New England area. 2017 in Worcester.
Do you mind if I spoke this?
You're good.
All right.
2017 in Worcester, and then 2018, 19 in Keene, now in Raymond, and then I went to UNH. Spent a lot of time back and forth. I have friends in Maine that I went to Maine before, so.
You did classes at UNH?
Yeah, I went to grad school at UNH.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So what did you go to school for?
I went to my undergrad for kinesiology, study of the human body, and then I went to graduate school at UNH for occupational therapy. That was me living my parents' dream of going to college, getting your master's degree, yada yada, and then I got kicked out of grad school. I got a B- in more than one course.
Yeah, that's like, if you don't have an A in all your classes, it's not even worth going to grad school, right?
Exactly, and it was a sign to just be like, all right, fuck it, I just want to do my own thing. And then that's when I really started the comedy, and that's when I really started the clothing line, like full on. Just said, fuck it, I gotta go for it.
That reminds me of my situation. Like, me growing up as an Asian man, like, my parents are from China. They just expect me to become a doctor my whole life. You know what I mean?
I completely understand as a first generation immigrant.
They think it's... So my father, he escaped North Korea back in the 70s. And he came here, he fought tooth and nail to build our house. He actually built it out of toothpicks.
Wow.
Yeah, you can tell from the architecture outside.
Yeah, you know what? This did look familiar.
Yeah. So he built it by hand. He worked his ass off. He wanted me to become a doctor, and now I'm a comedian. And the Kim family could never be prouder.
We don't speak at dinner, but
So I think you should start a podcast.
Think so?
Yeah. I think you should start one related to like fashion and clothes, and like bring on other people that like design clothes, maybe collab with them. My buddy actually, he just designed a pair of sneakers that are pretty cool. Here, let me show you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when it comes to like fashion, like, so what I learned, I guess, for fashion is that I don't want to be, on the runway, I guess, so to speak. I don't want to be the $500 shirt. I don't want to be the
You want to be the everyday bad clothes.
Yeah, that's fucking Jay-Z says it best. It's like, I'm always gonna quote this, but do you want to be a trend or do you want to be Ralph Lauren? Those are fucking heat. What the fuck?
Aren't those fucking fresh, dude?
Holy shit.
He designed them for some artist, I guess. I guess he's been doing a lot of like digital, like animation, like graphic design work, like just like animation for like music videos and stuff. He's really talented guy. Like, you can tell from those shoes. Aren't those really cool?
You said yeah, these are actually Fugazi slugs. That's fire. I'm not gonna hold you. You said he does animation and shit like that.
Yeah, so he'll animate like music videos, and I asked him to do it for my podcast, but he never got back to me.
No, I fuck with that. I make animated commercials too for my clothing line, so that.
Oh, you do?
I might even hit him up for that.
Yeah, I'll send you his shit right now.
Actually, that's dope as shit though. I actually like that. I love people who can take something. That's why I love spoof movies, I guess, to bring it full circles. But I like people who can take something original and add something creative or something to that. I think it's absolutely genius, and I think that's where not true innovation lies. But I think that's where you can develop further, I guess, with whatever the fuck it might be. But yeah, no, it's actually pretty impressive that he did that shit.
Isn't that really cool?
Yeah, that shit is dope.
I guess he's blowing up. Everyone in my town seems to love him. They don't like me. Do you want one of those Bud Lights or one that Truly?
Yeah, take the Bud Light. Yeah. Kick into my Henniker, New Hampshire side.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially now, you look like one of those guys at the bar at Keene. What's up with those guys? They're there every single night, right?
Yeah, so they're there. Nice guys. I will say that. One of them is opening a cigar lounge and asked me to do comedy there.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So
can I get booked on that?
I'm already in, so I will put in the good word for you.
Thank you.
But yeah, nice guys. They pretend like they're not listening, but they are listening. They say that some of us are funny. They say that some of us aren't funny. But like, it's because they were there before I was there that I don't really feel I don't really feel that upset about it.
Yeah.
But of course, when I'm up there and I hear them talking, it does throw me off, and I'm just like, God damn it, like, what the fuck? But they were there first. It's an open mic at the end of the day.
Who do they think is funny and who do they think is not?
It's just like when like people are up, like they haven't given me like specific names, like they'll just be like, oh, like that guy was funny, like the second guy was funny. It's just like very random. Mm-hmm. If I'm back there getting a drink, they're just like, oh, Juan, like, how are you?
Yeah, I don't think those guys would ever remember any of our names.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Those guys, they only remember one name, and it's Donald J. Trump.
I love when I do political jokes and when I do gay jokes.
Yeah.
They you can see them kind of get tensed up or whatever.
Yeah, they still think being gay is like
yeah.
is like a strange thing.
Yeah.
And I tried telling them like, Dad, like I'm just who I am. But yo, did I tell you about the time I went there? First time I was there, I was talking to a guy outside when I was smoking a cigarette, and he was like, I was just talking to him, I was shooting this shit. And I was like, so you in a bowling league? And he basically was like, yeah. And then he was like, you got a girlfriend? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, that sucks, because guys definitely give better blowjobs.
What?
And then he walked away.
And he walked away.
And then he joined his bowling team, his bowling troupe, and now we're getting engaged.
Oh my God, he came on strong.
Yeah.
That's the thing about dudes.
I get approached by a lot of dudes. Not a lot, but a handful of them sometimes. But I got no problem with it. It's actually a compliment.
Yeah, well,
you
of
know
course,
what I mean?
yeah, you gotta take it. You gotta take it where it comes.
You gotta take it
Hopefully
hard.
not
You gotta
inside
take.
you.
Yeah. We're thinking on the same wavelength. So you've never done a comedy podcast? It surprises me.
No, I've always wanted to. I mean, I listen. I DM folks all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, yo, like if there's any way that I could either get on this or I could, contribute to this or something, write for the show, something, like,
yeah,
let me know. And I never get a response. Worst I can hear is no or no response.
You want to be part of the Mike and Mike podcast?
I'd be open for it.
You
it's
want
an
to
hour drive.
You want to be a guest?
I would love to.
We'll start off there. We got Owen on Wednesday, John Tyler Saturday, and then my friend that I actually worked at a Spanish radio station. I don't know if I ever told you that.
No.
Or if I ever did that joke, but so I worked at a Spanish radio station. Did kind of like
That's interesting.
Did kind of like an internship. They brought us on. They let us on the radio a couple of times just to kind of make fun of ourselves. And it was just me and this other white kid. I actually found out he's like a musician, singer. He went to Berkeley School of Music. Kid's really fucking talented. But his father's the athletic trainer for the Miami Heat.
Holy shit.
So he's now like whenever they don't have like someone like big to come do the national anthem, he'll sing the national anthem. He sent in a bunch of virtual videos that they put in for the finals when the Heat was in the finals actually. And I was just thinking, like, what a shitty year
yeah.
to be doing the national anthem when no one wants America to be a thing. They all want anarchy,
yeah.
and they want to spit on the fucking flag. And you know what I'm here to tell you? Trump 2024, baby.
I'm not going to hold you. I would not be surprised if that was a thing at all. 2024? Would not be surprised.
I think he's going to come back stronger than ever.
Oh, yeah, and he's going to have the fucking momentum.
Yeah.
Like,
half the country already freaking is on his dick.
Yeah, exactly. So I have this joke that I'm still workshopping, whatever. I've told it once before, but like I actually told it the second or third time I've ever done comedy, and I kind of rambled on about it. But basically about how Americans are cockroaches, and like how Trump exposed the cockroaches. Like they were all like, we had like 8 years of
America's cockroaches, and Trump is the crumbs out of the fridge.
Yeah, exactly. Trump is the light. Like, when you turn on the light and like the cockroaches hide under the furniture.
Well, I didn't grow up in the Bronx, so no. Were there a lot of rats and roaches when you're growing up?
In the basement areas and like the subways, yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you go to the basement, you ever seen that episode of SpongeBob where he's like throwing out the trash at night?
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing, but with like a roach or like a water bug flying, bro.
Yeah.
You throw it and you start running, because when you throw the trash in, they all come out. Oh my god! But yeah, no, New York is dirty. But you love it. You know that it's dirty and you accept it for what it is. And if I was living in New York, post-COVID, I'd be like, I'm never getting on a subway again.
Your comedy would actually do really well in New York, especially like the Bronx.
That's what I've been told. I've been told that my comedy do well in Boston and New York.
Yeah.
I really want to go back.
When Boston opens up, you gotta start hitting the mics with us.
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys definitely gave me the confidence to like definitely want to do it.
Yeah.
But like before, I was like, I want to do it because I want to see it. When I first did comedy, it was in New York. It was Rockland County, New York, so a little bit outside the city, and I got like 2 chuckles. And I was like, that was interesting. Let me try this again. And I did in New Hampshire, and that, whatever. Been in New Hampshire ever since. I did Connecticut, I did Rhode Island.
Have you done the comics yet? Mohegan Sun.
No, I think it's like a bringer show. Whatever,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
it's a fucking.
Yeah.
Those bringer shows, they're just taking advantage of young kids.
I've heard nothing but bad things about it. But like, okay, so I'm gonna read you a message that I got from.
The Booker.
Yes.
He hit me up too recently. I'm doing one actually.
I want to do it. I would like. Fuck it.
You could probably get on the same one I'm on. Let me see what the date is for that.
He says looking April 1st, 15th, and 29th.
I think I might be the 15th. Let me
15th,
see.
Okay. He said there's a minimum of 4-person bringer, and I pay the comics $5 per person. You bring, no limit. So that was all he said. So that's $20.
I'm April 1st.
April 1st. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. So then I said, last question, how long are the sets? He said 5 minutes for bringing 4. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring 4. He said $10 per person. So I said, okay, so you pay me $20 to bring 4 people, but those 4 people have to pay $10 each. If I can convince these 4 people, I would just give them back $5, so they only paid $5,
Yeah.
and I would drive.
Yeah, same here. That's what I did.
Okay.
I did a bringer show last weekend, I think it was, in Connecticut, but it was an all-black audience. And it was fucking awesome, dude.
Was it?
It was awesome, yeah. It was like inside some guy's like garage that he trains football players on, and it was like a turf field inside. Yeah, it was actually really cool. John and Owen are doing it this weekend, actually.
Oh, shit.
Or next weekend, I think.
Okay.
You could probably get on that, but it's a troupe. It's in Seymour, Connecticut. I was talking about it.
Yeah, you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like a, I mean, I know, is it more of like a mic or is it a show?
It's a show. The guys collecting money. It was $15 a ticket.
Okay.
And
are comics free or no?
Comics are free, yeah.
Okay.
And the guy was collecting money. He's got to do what he's got to do. The guy,
right.
he seemed like a really good guy. Like him. And we went into it thinking like, oh, he might be kind of. What are you trying to extend that?
That's the longest it'll go.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you can kind of like push it a little bit to the edge. Oh yeah.
There we go.
That better?
I got the Warzone back right now because I play games like this. So like now it's just like, oh shit.
Do you ever stream video games?
So I started to, but I think I need to get more consistent with it.
Yeah.
But me and my friends are hysterical, and I'm like, yo, we need to like set a date and time.
Yeah, and hop on Twitch together. Yeah.
Exactly. But no, yeah, I mean, again, fucking Warzone is just a great fucking game because you can talk shit while it's happening.
We're gonna have to. I gotta get your your like PlayStation name.
Oh, that works.
I gotta add you. I use my brother's PlayStation now. Okay. I gotta get mine fixed, or I might just buy one on like Facebook Marketplace because it doesn't look.
$150.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like I'm getting a PS5 anytime soon.
No, not with this comedy route we're taking.
yeah, I don't have $1,000 to blow on a PS5.
That's another thing. Niggas is charging fucking almost like hundreds over MSRP or whatever retail price. Like, what the fuck? Like,
it's fucking
I get
insane,
it, but fuck you guys. Like, it's a fucking. I don't know. I get it. Free market capitalism. I get it, but fuck y'all. That's all I have to say.
I know. They couldn't hold the line on GameStop. Did I ever tell you about that?
I am $400 down because of GameStop because nobody wanted to
hold the line.
Everybody wanted to sell.
Dude, I got locked out of my Robinhood account. I had 10 GameStop shares. They were worth the day I got locked out. They were at $400 each. And then now I'm about to get back in. They're gonna send me my password, and now they're worth like nothing. What's GameStop worth right now? Like $4?
$42.88.
Oh, just $42.88.
Yep.
Oh, so I'm still gonna make a couple bucks. I bought them like a year ago because I knew the PlayStation 5 was coming out. Yeah, so I was like, all right, like we'll see what happens with this, and I didn't know they were gonna fucking completely manipulate the stock, which is a cool thing. Like, given that the people need to do more shit like that.
I'm so glad that you bought it at like $4 or $7. That was great for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the people are now starting to realize. You ever see the movie Ants?
Is it about an ant, like an actual your aunt?
No. Ants is it's just all these ants, and then I don't know what they are, but like it's just like these creatures, maybe grasshoppers or something, that they eat the ants or something. But then like the grasshoppers have a meeting and they say, listen, there's only a few of us, but for every one of us there's 100 ants. So if they ever gathered up together,
it's an animated movie, right? It's for kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a guy with a lawnmower.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
right, alright, yeah.
But it basically just teaches you that like society is built off of like the elite, whatever. You got like the handful of them, but then you have hundreds of thousands of people below them, and if they all got together, we can easily overtake them or whatever. And that's what happened with the stock market.
Yeah, that's a great comparison, actually.
I saw it on TikTok, which TikTok, I hated it at first, I will admit, but great app.
It's probably the most racist app there is, though.
You think so?
I see a lot of racist shit. Maybe it's because of what I post on there. And maybe my algorithm is just different than yours. But it's a lot of tits and racism for me.
Mine is ass and jokes, I guess.
I don't think they're jokes. I think they're serious. Because I posted, so you know my joke about the Boston Marathon?
No.
Let's win this one.
Yeah. Let's all get together and win this one. Yeah.
And I put that on TikTok, and there were a lot of people that were trying to get behind the movement in,
oh my
in
God.
a different type of way.
Holy
like,
shit!
And I put like this is a joke, like in the description,
right?
But, and like maybe they see me on stage, like they should know it's a joke,
right.
But it's just there is a lot of racism, and that's
interesting.
What our country really like. If you start looking for something in our country, you're gonna find it. You look for good people, you're gonna find them. You look for bad people, you're definitely gonna find them.
Oh yeah, easily.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I feel like us as Americans, we are all inherently, because of we live in America, we all inherently have this kind of bad quality, characteristic, personality.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously after a while, when we realize, you know, maybe my turning point moment, the most recent one, I guess, not the only one, but the most recent one was finding out how they do things overseas, and me saying, okay, like, no, I don't care how rich it'll make me, I'm not doing it, you know. But I just think it's the realization of, you know, knowing that personality, and you know whatever. Getting off topic, but I honestly have not seen anything crazy on TikTok. The worst thing that I've seen on TikTok was somebody called this guy, in the comments, somebody called this black dude a moon cricket.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So a moon cricket, it's a very creative fucking slur, mind you. Like
that is real creative. That guy should do a fucking open mic night.
Moon crickets is basically what they would the masters would call the slaves because they would sing spirituals at night, and crickets only come out at night, so they would call them moon crickets.
Yeah, wow.
But like, very creative. That's like I guess that's the most racist thing I've ever seen or whatever. Everything else I see, I assume was a joke. But now when you tell me this, now I'm going to go back and be like, all right, let's see
if they're actually joking or if it's serious. Were you big on Vine back in the day?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I loved Vine, dude. That was like, I was talking about this with Michael Connor, actually, which I just found out his real name is Liam. It's Ian.
Ian. Huh.
But keep that on the wraps, because, dude, I brought this up. I was like, yeah, there's a kid from my town that wants to be like a Twitch streamer. He's my friend. He changed his name from Phil to Jordan. Like everything. Like he's going by Jordan now, as of last week.
That's interesting.
And I was like just saying like you can't rewrite your own history. And then little do I know, Michael is like creating like his stage name. And so I felt really bad. He told me after the episode.
That's funny. I didn't know. I mean, I guess he looks like an Ian. I like Michael better.
I do like Michael. Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's a better name. Well, it's his middle name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
a lot of people do that. John Tyler. Tyler's not his last name.
What's his last name?
It's like Odenberg.
Oh no.
Or something like that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, and Tyler's his middle name. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I mean, and then you have me who has Juan Jose Rosario, and I just call me Juan, and that's it.
Just call me your landscaper. I'm sorry, Juan.
No, that was good. One time I tweeted someone about fucking landscaping. Like, it was just something that I fucking knew about landscaping.
Yeah.
And then I quoted the tweet later that day, and I go, wow, isn't it ironic that I just fucking told you how to landscape your garden or some shit like that? Like, fucking irony. Mm-hmm. But like, okay, this is...
If you want to take that for the end of your joke where you're like wonton soup, or you can just call me your landscaper, that's pretty good.
That's better than you can call me anything, but just don't call me the N-word. That's...
Oh yeah, dude, I love when you come on stage and you drop a freaking the N-bomb right away, and the whole crowd's like looking around. They're like, do we laugh?
Yeah.
Do we pay him reparations?
like I remember when when I first started. I mean, I use it in my everyday language in general.
Yeah, yeah.
But like when I first started using it, I realized it was like too much, and I didn't have like a purpose behind it. And then I realized, one of my favorite comics is why am I blanking on his name? Holy shit! Does
Mike
impressions. Yes, Mike Linehan. Oh my god, how'd you know?
I love him too. He's my favorite comedian.
Oh my god, now I can't remember his fucking name. Anyhow, I'm sure I'll remember in the next 10 seconds. But he basically says, like, do you want to be another hack comic who just throws up N-bombs on stage just to try to be funny, whatever? And I realized that's kind of what I was doing.
Yeah.
But then as I started, so obviously, in the year that I've been working, I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah, you've been writing some, like, good material. I told this to John the other day when we were in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I really like your mask joke.
Oh, mask and condoms.
Yeah, it sucks that it's going to go away.
Yeah.
But, well, who knows?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
we're going to be a mask probably for 5 years.
Yeah,
so you got
at least.
5 years with that joke. Yeah, that's, like, just such a good fucking joke.
I came up with it and I Googled it immediately because it came to me so easily.
Yeah,
sex tape.
sometimes I'll do that too. Like if a joke just like hits me while I'm like walking, like, or like
Yeah.
I'll be like, I had to have heard this somewhere.
Right.
Do you listen to podcasts?
It depends on like who's on it, but like I like the Flagrancy podcast.
Yeah. That podcast
Joe
is
Rogan's.
amazing.
Yeah. Well, I just watch whenever like I hear something that's like a topic of mine that I like. I just
Yeah.
shop around, I guess.
Mhm.
But mask and condoms. For those that don't know, I might post it online. I told it last night at the show that I did with Jim McHugh, Steve Bjork.
You were on that show?
Jack Lynch. Yeah, that was the show that I did last night.
How do you know Jim McHugh?
I just what's it called? A crapshoot of like, hey, I'm a comic that's been doing this for a year. Are you interested in possibly giving me 5 minutes? And he didn't respond for like a day or two, and then got back to me and said, not this week, next week, message me and I'll let you know. And I messaged him and he said, all right, come by. And I did 8 minutes because there were 3 other comics, so I knew I could go a little bit longer. And also I was keeping my eye on them to make sure that if they were like to tell me, end it, then I would end it. But I did great. The crowd loved me, and then afterwards everybody was coming up to me. I did the Juan wonton soup joke. I did the lady calling me Jose joke. I did mask and condoms, and I did the bowling and pool joke. Bowling and pool joke. There we go. So yes, I did
Bowling
those jokes.
and pool joke.
So yes, I did those jokes, and yeah, I killed it. And looking to see if he will have me back on next week. I want to do shows. I liked it. Last night was my first time ever performing an actual show.
Really?
Not
wow.
a mic.
That surprises me.
Yeah. I mean, everything that I've been doing is just mics and, whatever. But and I've done like, whatever the word is, throwaways. Like I've done things that like I've done something at a fashion show before, but like I don't consider that comedy because they weren't expecting me to do comedy.
Yeah.
So I didn't consider it like a comedy show, but. I do things like that. I've done two things in New York. My first time ever doing in New York, and Eastville open mic, Eastville Brooklyn open mic, whatever. But yeah, and that was all it is. It was just shooting my shot. Again, I DM celebrities often, and I don't care if they don't respond.
Same here.
Yeah.
I got into a DM argument with Tim Dillon.
Did you?
One time, yeah.
Holy shit!
But now I'm trying to get him to let me open for him. But he's doing a show right now in Rhode Island at the Comedy Connection, so he didn't.
Is he?
Yeah.
Akash
Singh.
Akash Singh, thank you. Is doing a show there, and then he tweeted something, and he tweeted something saying he's gonna be in Rhode Island this weekend or whatever, and I said, yo, can I open for you, because I do that, shooting my shot.
Yeah.
And somebody comments, he didn't respond, but somebody else commented and said, when you fill up a show, then whatever, blah, blah. So then I posted this show that I did in the open mic in Keene that I had to get people to leave because I had too many people in there. And I said, okay, now what? He didn't respond, so whatever.
Why? When was that?
This was like 2 to maybe 3 weeks ago on Twitter.
No, when was Keene packed? I wasn't there.
Oh, it was college kids. Kid did a shirtless comedy. Were you there?
No, but he's trying to be like Bert Kreischer.
No, he actually lost a bet. It was like a lacrosse team, and they were like, "Yo, if you," I don't know, this happened at the bar, so then they ended up showing like last minute, and they're like, "Yo, if you do," they betted against a fucking golf tournament, So I don't know who bets on golf nowadays.
That's the most white boy shit I've ever fucking heard, dude. My neighbor actually owns a driving range.
Really? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
down the street.
Y'all rich over here. Holy shit.
Nah, we're not. My house is barely even finished. There's no door.
This is you like you said, you put a chair there.
It's barricaded, so my dog can't get down there while we record.
This was 7 weeks ago. That's when it was.
7 weeks? Wow. Well, so that was before I even got back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
I've only been hitting it now for a little bit over a month.
Yeah, and you're dude. I will say you are picking it up. That I will say, because like you were saying, like you've been doing comedy for 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, when you first showed up, like you were great, decent, whatever, and then you kept going, and now that I'm seeing you, I'm like, oh shit, like it's it's great. This kid is good. So I will definitely admit.
Thank you.
11:20. That's when it was. It might skip its a story, but yeah.
Oh, who's this tall goofball up there?
Tall goofball.
In the baggy jeans?
Oh, is that Crispy? You talking about?
No, right there.
Oh my.
I've never seen him around.
Nick Crossy, I believe his name is. He's a funny guy. He went to Strange Brew one night, and then he went to My Mic the next night.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he's funny guy. I do like him. He has this joke about having irritable bowel syndrome and like recognizing people over their shoes or whatever in the stalls. Really funny joke. I actually like that one a lot. But,
but I am coming to. I hate to toot my own horn, but I kind of love it. Mm-hmm. But like I'm starting to like feel like I was saying this like on Thursday, like I was starting to feel like sharp again, like where I was before the pandemic. Thursday, how do you think I did on Thursday?
That was the man bun joke. Yeah, no, you.
No,
great.
that wasn't the man bun joke.
Oh, Thursday, Strange Brew.
Yeah.
You had me crying with the fucking thank you very much.
Yeah.
That had me and John and Robbie Partridge were in tears because we were like, I don't know, were you doing it on purpose after a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would do it and like that's what like really did it. Like that's what made the joke hit harder because it was like, oh, like haha, like that's funny, and then you're like, oh, okay, thank you, I got one laugh, and everybody's like, oh, that's that was funny. I actually enjoyed that. If you could turn that into like like hey, you do like the one-liners. Do that bit for like 3 minutes, absolute laughs every single time for sure.
It's cause like it's like not that funny at the beginning, but then you keep doing it, and for some reason it just makes it really funny. You know what I mean?
I just loved it. We all loved it. I thought it was absolutely hysterical.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting to fucking hit it hard again, and it's all about. It really just shows like if you're committed and you're passionate about it, then it will start to show up in your craft and your work. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's actually it. I think that's the best way of putting it. I mean, you said, well, I'm in year in, and you consider me whatever polished or whatever, and me, I'm like, yeah, well, sure, But I think it's because I'm like taking it serious, and I'm writing jokes, and this is what I want to do.
Well, it's just so easy to tell if someone actually wants it or if they're just here to dick around and make a couple friends.
Yeah, that's actually the best way of putting it. You can tell that. I mean,
did you see what? I don't want to stop you because this is reminding me of it.
Uh-huh.
What's up with Mike Millett and Johnny Boy getting into a little beef?
I am not sure.
I don't think there was any joke stealing involved.
I don't know. Okay. So when it comes to that, and I even told Michael this because
it's better to stay out of it. But
that's exactly what it is. I was just like, I'm not in it, but like I can see what you mean. First off, I know Michael had the joke. I think that's also kind of a weird
that is a weird thing.
But just to say, but like I know that Michael said it first or whatever, and then like maybe a week or two later, I heard John Tyler said it. So my first reaction was, oh yeah, I have heard this joke from Michael before. Okay, I get that, but I feel like after a certain point on both ends, it should just be like, hey.
They gotta work it out themselves.
I think that's exactly what it is, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but we're nobodies right now. Like,
you think you're somebody? You're on my couch. And welcome back to the Jimmy Fallon Show. Oh no, we're killing it, man.
But like, it's just like I think this is the time where we all need to work together to uplift each other and help each other out with whatever it might be. And I don't think that anything should be taken personal from either mic, from anything, like that. It's it just creates a weird vibe after a while, and that's not what I want.
That's not what we're going for either.
No.
Like, we're all like, I can like see it like in all of us like that are like constantly going to these mics. Like, we're kind of like coming together. We're getting to know each other more and more. Like, especially like doing these podcasts is helping me meet like more people. I've just started getting it back up. Start. That's the Corona.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, we're 6 feet apart. No worries.
Yeah. But yeah. But like I feel like we're like actually starting to come together like, strong. Like, and like there's people that like I know like if I have a show to book, I'd go to you. I'd even go to like Mike because I do appreciate Mike's jokes. I like his humor.
Mm-hmm.
I really his twisted like bop it joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something, eh?
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't want to break this. I'm gonna move it over.
Yeah, thanks. Don't worry.
And I broke my phone in the process. But no, yeah, exactly. I get what you mean. Like, you fuck with him and all that kind of stuff, and you don't. None of us wanted to get to that place where it just becomes like, oh, he's here or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not the kind of person that I am. I have respect for anybody, no matter who it is. I mean, if I have issues with you, I will talk to you on the side, on the side, whatever. But like, I just don't want anybody to not come because a certain person is there, or it's childish,
I mean, people. I feel like I'm the type of guy that people would leave because I'm there.
You think so?
Like, especially like now, like I don't know. I come like now that I'm gonna start coming like with this energy. I'm starting to get back in my groove, and I get caught up in it sometimes, like a little cocky, like I'm easy to like jump on someone and like roast them, like I did to frickin' Ben Davis. And I felt really bad about that
when thing?
Yeah, when he was like, he was like, you are being racist, and I was like, hey, don't be as aggressively the receding hairline. And then everyone died laughing. But then I was like,
I was in tears. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, but then I'm like, oh, I am being like a dick. Like, you know what I mean?
To an extent, but the thing is that again, if it comes from a place of like, yeah, fuck you, Ben, kind of place.
It wasn't. It was
right.
for comedy.
It was just in the moment. This is my comeback to you. We're gonna laugh it off later, and that's all it is, man. Like, everybody that goes up on stage ends up roasting somebody else at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I haven't because that's how I grew up. So like I know I can go in if I needed to, but like I just don't want to.
I could see you roasting the shit out of someone. But, like, we're not, like, roast-style comedians either.
No, we just want to go up there, do our thing, and then, like, hey, you guys like this, you guys don't? All right, fuck it, I know what to work on it, I know what's funny, and then that's it. We keep it pushing. But, like, and we also have fun. That's the best way to put it. But I'm honestly, so, like, your first few things that you asked about bringing comedy to Keene, that's what I wanted. Apparently there was a comedy scene in Keene 5, maybe 6 years ago, they told me.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't know where they did it, but some people bring it up to me all the time. They're like, oh, like, you're bringing back comedy. I'm just like, oh, you didn't know I was here in the first place. But that's what it is. I just want people to have a good spot to go to, especially with fucking COVID going on. Like, there's nothing really to do, but I want people to know the Gray Area Comedy Club to be the comedy club where you go to have fun. There's comics, and there's no awkward tension. There's nothing. It's just like, these were all professionals. Even though we're amateurs, they're all professionals at the end of the day.
I don't know. I consider us all, not all of us, but some of us, like I don't know, I don't want to get too cocky, but we are amateurs, but also I feel like if someone takes it like how we take it and actually put in work, go home, write, adjust your joke, you know what went wrong in your joke, you're going to adjust it when you come back. And like, I feel like if you take it that seriously, you're a little bit over being an amateur. You know what I mean?
I can agree with you. I see that way with like other things. Like I have friends that make music who they take it serious. They wake up every single morning and they write and they do this and that, whatever, mix, master, engineer, whatever they got to do. But if you can just tell the difference. So yeah, I can see what you mean, and kind of having a leg up of like versus somebody who might be working another job and maybe might come to this once a week instead of both mics, or 3 weeks, 3 times a week. So I get what you mean.
So are you just a Thursday and Friday guy right now?
Yeah, I mean, I would go to, I think it's a skew on Monday and Tuesdays, right?
Mondays is Pub on Park, and then Tuesdays is a skew, but I'm not a big fan of either of them. You're not going to get a lot of laughs, even if you fucking crush. Fucking Bill Burr.
Like a comic-only bar, or comic-only
Yeah,
basically.
it basically is only comics there. You really will ever see a crowd. They pulled the big crowd in last week, I guess, because there were two fight.
Mike is getting frisky on Mike.
Because there were two firefighters, I guess, that went to go perform for the first time ever.
Okay.
So the whole firehouse went, and I guess they were easy audience, but they all left once the two firefighters went up.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So like maybe you'll get something like that. Maybe you'll get a couple walk-ins that just didn't know it was a comedy night and they'll sit down. But you're gonna get all comedians.
It's like Keen.
So say if Bill Burr wasn't known,
Right.
and he went there and crushed, he's not gonna
be
get laughs, because
Gotcha.
it's a lot of animosity, jealousy, like a thing like that. And when you're not really part of the crew, like me and you, we're not part of the crew.
Right. Yeah.
Like Owen and John, they know, like they're kind of close because they were doing like shit out in Providence before. I was never really going to Providence because there was nothing in it for me.
Right.
I could drive 10 minutes to Boston.
Right.
And that's the only place I really needed. And it just, in one way, it's very good that we're all having to travel for comedy because we're meeting new people.
Right.
We're getting out of like our comfort zone, because if we're ever gonna make it a comedy, we're gonna be driving across the country.
Oh,
You're gonna have to put in the hours on the road. And it kind of teaches you that, and you meet a lot of good people. Like I would have never met you if there wasn't for a pandemic that left almost 1 million people dead.
Perfect way of putting it, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hate to be that person, but it's just always gonna be a part of me. But like, there's always a silver lining in everything.
Yeah.
And this pandemic, yes, terrible things have happened. Yes, yada yada, etc., etc. But a lot of people, I personally firmly believe, a lot of people have truly found either what they're loving. The people that they're supposed to meet, everything is kind of lining up essentially the way it's supposed to be, which is a weird thing to think.
I kind of feel that too.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are taking more risks now. In one way, either it's getting sick, or you're taking a risk like you might lose your job.
Yep.
People are trying to find what they want to do right now, because that's what you're gonna be stuck to. And I think people realize that by being stuck in their house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it.
And then like another thing, like me being a black man growing up, like most of my family members have been incarcerated. And like they already know what it's like to be stuck somewhere. So like me, like coming out of the hood, like me, I live here, I live in the Bronx. So I'm trying to work my way out of this. And I can only see one sight. I can either be a rapper or I could be in jail.
Or a basketball player.
Or an NFL player.
Okay, so maybe I might draw on too quick or too long on this, but like that, it really is like that. When you grow up in the hood, like they really only teach you that you can either be a rapper, you can only be a ball player, or you can get lucky and be something professional.
Yeah.
But if not, professional like blue collar wise. But if not, then you're either a rapper or a ball player, or you're a drug dealer. If you're not a rapper or a ball player or something professional, then you're a drug dealer. And it's crazy that you don't really see or notice that that's the programming that you're given until you fucking leave the hood, which is also one of the reasons why I left New Hampshire. Or left New York, because I knew that there was more to life than the block, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that that's what is programmed in your head of like, yeah, this is all I'm meant to be kind of thing.
Yeah, that is, like I make jokes, like I said I was an Asian man, I said I was a black man, but I'm actually a white Jewish man. And I grew up, like, I mean, I don't live in a mansion, I have a nice life. I grew up, I have a pool out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is, like, life couldn't get any better. I don't really know what it's like to be, like, to have a setback like that. I was told I could be anything. And that's why I think I can be a comedian.
Right.
Well, I'm trying.
Yeah. Even me growing up in the hood, I consider my parents like middle class. My mom worked like 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week. My stepdad working 50 to 60 hours a week. So, I still had, if I ever said, Mom, can I get this? She'd be like, no, not right now. Maybe in the next couple paychecks. She'll do it for me kind of thing. There was always food on the table. bills were always paid, so I never really had to worry about that. My parents bought my first car. I put up $500, but they put in the rest, the $2,000.
What they get you?
Huh? I got an Acura Integra.
Oh, it's a nice car.
Yeah.
Acuras are nice.
I love cars, man. And
What do you drive now?
I drive a Nissan Rogue.
Yeah.
That's for the business, but.
Oh yeah. You do need a lot of trunk space and stuff.
Yeah. Before that, I had a Nissan Kicks, again for the business. Before that, I had an Infiniti Q60.
Those are nice whips.
I got pulled over. I owned the car for 2 months. I got pulled over 7, maybe 8 times in those 2 months.
Jesus Christ. What horsepower did that thing have?
New Hampshire. It was the 3.0 turbo. 3.0 turbo. It was like 315, maybe 330.
Yeah, you see, I have an Audi. My shit 2.0 turbo. It's like, I think it's only like 240 horsepower.
Yeah, 240, 260.
Yeah, it's pretty nice though. I love cars too. I've always been a big car guy because my first car, I bought it for $500 off the side of the road. Yeah, I was driving with my dad and we saw it on the side of the road, and we bought it. It was 4 different cars pieced together.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so like one door was
Rust
from like
Valleys.
Yeah, it was a Rust Valley restoration product. So it was a Ford Lincoln Mercury Mystique, and all the doors were all different doors. One of them was power windows. One of them you had to roll it up. Like the thing was a complete piece of shit. The steering wheel was from my Nissan. The engine caught on fire on the highway one time.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, I outran the cops in that car once before, actually.
I feel like, I don't care what anybody tells me, but I feel like everybody has escaped or outran the cops at least once in their life.
Yes, I completely agree.
Oh my god. Same. Same.
Well, that's your take. I hope you agree.
But yeah, no, that's hysterical though. Lincoln Mercury Mystique.
You want to see what it looks like?
I would love to.
I don't have an actual picture of the car, which I miss. So, like, Leisure Hour Radio, it's a Red Wagon production. I used to call the car the Red Wagon. Mm-hmm. And, because one day, well, my football coach called it the Red Wagon because he knew we would go and fishbowl it before practice. And, like, the old school, like, the kids, like a kid's Red Wagon that he would pull. He was like, oh, look at the kids in the Red Wagon. Like, it was funny.
You didn't even care. You was like, yeah, they're smoking in there. Let them do what they gotta do.
Alright, let me pull this bad boy up.
Yeah. On cars, before the Q60, I had an Evo 10. Before the Evo 10, I had a holy shit. And having the different body parts and everything.
Yeah, it looked cooler with the different body parts. I'll tell you that.
But the gas mileage was probably great.
No, yeah, it was actually a good car. I really liked the car. It's just it ran hot. Yeah. And for some reason, like the oil would you'd have to just keep putting oil in it almost like every day, and it would burn through coolant. I think it's called.
Coolant, yeah. Yeah. Freeze coolant, yeah. I had a G35 before the Evo, 2 G35s actually, and the G35 burns through oil like crazy.
Yeah, well, that's a nice car.
Yeah,
the Infinitis.
Yeah, they're beautiful cars.
Yeah.
I'm a big, I have a tattoo of it, but I'm a big Japanese JDM fan. I just think that they build cars a lot smoother, a lot more built for reliability than American cars are. Germans, top of the line engineering.
Yeah,
no matter what.
I got a little beef with the Germans though.
I know the answer, but please tell us, Mike, why do you have beef with the Germans?
Because there's still some people in Germany right now that think their grandfather was a fucking war hero, and I'll tell you that.
Crazy. We have the same problem in America. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I know.
Parallel universe.
Yeah. I've been actually trying to get on to, different, chat groups, chat boards online, of Nazi groups and, Proud Boys. I'm trying to, have you ever seen the movie Black Klansman?
I've been wanting to watch it, bro.
You would love that movie.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Do you know that's Denzel Washington's son?
Is it? Oh, yeah. He went by, a different first name or last name, so he wouldn't get, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's a great fucking actor, dude.
I know the real guy. I mean, not know him, but, I know of him and how, watch this Joe Rogan's things, but I've been meaning to watch that for so long, and I don't even, what platform is it on? Do you know?
You could probably... Here, I'll look it up right now.
I mean, I feel like it'd be on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, everything is now.
Yeah. Childish Gambino, Donald Glover got a like a multi-million-dollar deal for Amazon Prime. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you saw that, but
for a movie.
I don't know if it's for a movie. It just said I think he's gonna have his own network.
So it'll probably be like a mix of everything. Because
Yeah.
he was originally a sketch comedian.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was a sketch comedian. Then he did stand-up comedy. He was doing
TV.
Community.
He was on the Community. Great character in that show.
Yeah.
So you can watch. Do you have Hulu?
Yeah.
It's on Hulu.
Bet I'm watching that tonight.
Yeah, dude, that movie is fun. I saw that in the theaters actually.
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch Sonic the Hedgehog, and I gotta watch
I haven't
Patrice
seen
O'Neal's.
it. Oh yeah, I gotta get around to watching that too.
Yeah.
I might watch that tonight.
Will you believe this? I didn't really know of Patrice O'Neal until like the last 2 to 3 years.
Wow. Well, he's a freaking legend,
And
dude.
he is top 3 comedians in my opinion. I've only known him for the last 3 years. Top 3 comedians of all time.
Hit me with your top 3.
Top 3: Patrice O'Neal. Okay.
Chappelle.
Chappelle number 1 because I know Chappelle way more than him.
Yeah.
Daniel Tosh.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a big Tosh. I could actually
yeah.
see that. You know who said that also? I think it was either Mike or Owen that said they were really in the Daniel Tosh.
Yeah. Obviously I knew him from the Daniel Tosh show, or the
I
Tosh
love
Bernard
that
show.
Yeah, that show's so funny.
Yeah, but like he's a white dude, but like he teeters and totters around race every single joke. He uses the R word. He talks about disability. He talks about politics, religion. Like he can dance around all of these things, and yes, it may come across as offensive, but he's still speaking the truth.
Yeah.
And typical George Carlin. What's the other guy's name? David Tell.
Yeah, David Tell.
All those guys, like I love them and all, but like I think of what their placement in life, I guess. So like Dave Chappelle being young and doing the Chappelle show and doing Killing Them Softly and all that kind of stuff. Daniel Tosh doing the show that he did and the jokes that he does, and still you can't really cancel the guy. Like I don't know, like. I just respect them so much. I respect all of them so much, and that's where I really get my jokes from. I guess my mannerisms of always talking about race, because I've been growing up in the Bronx, watching about people talk about race. I didn't know racism existed in the Bronx because
it's all mostly black, right?
Yeah, we're all black and Hispanic, Asian, Jewish, Arabic, Middle Eastern, whatever. Like we're all minorities. Yeah. So I actually didn't really know what racism was until I went to college in Henniker, and I hear whatever yada yada. But in high school, we had this one dude. He was a white kid, and he lived in Manhattan, and everybody was just like, "Oh, fuck out of here! Go back to downtown Manhattan, white boy," and like you don't really, at the time you don't consider it racism or like really weird. It's just like, oh, it's just the thing that we do or whatever. Like
Well, a lot of people, I don't like the argument how a lot of people, like especially on Twitter, you'll see this a lot, like you can't oppress the oppressors, and like you can't be racist towards white people. But you know who the most racist people towards white people were in history? White people.
Oh, yeah. The term, the what's it called? Italians with Sicilians and I guess regular Italians is the word, whatever. But Sicilians were like a fucking shade darker, and they were like, "Fuck you, no, you're not real Italians" or whatever. And it's a perfect way of putting it. Most racist people against white people were white people.
Yeah.
So my friends and I, we all are on the same board as this, but so people tend to confuse systemic racism and racism.
Mm-hmm.
I consider systemic racism as like redlining, what's the word? Pricing a house. I don't know what the word is. Pricing a house and at a certain price because they're black versus white. That's what I consider systemic racism. Not approving somebody because they're black for a credit card.
Yeah.
Racism is, and I looked up the description, prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of a membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Though minority or marginalized is obviously a tricky thing right there, but if there's 5 black people and 1 white person, they can technically be racist to that one, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, if I had my friends in here and we're all minorities, I hate to even say minorities or even people of color, like we're just fucking people at the end of the day, whatever.
Yeah. I completely agree with you, man.
I digress from that. But like, if we were on here and we were just like, oh, fuck out of here, you can't dance, you can't season chicken, you don't, whatever, all that, just all of that.
Yeah, you can't swim. You know what's fucked up about that, though? I recently found out, like, a majority, like, the white people, the black people that can't swim right now in the U.S., it's because back in, like, the 60s, when there was a push to put in public pools all around, they wouldn't allow black people to go and swim, and that's the only reason why they never learned how to swim.
Holy shit, that makes total sense. But holy shit,
Isn't that wild? Yeah.
Holy shit. That is like.
But if you think
such
about
an
it,
obvious fact, but like holy shit.
yeah, it's like something you would never think of.
Yeah.
But like it just makes so much sense. Like what the fuck? But like, you think about Africa. Like so many places in Africa, they're like fishing communities. Like it's not like that's the worst stereotype about like how black people can't swim. That's the most evil one.
I actually think the worst stereotype against black people is that we all like fried chicken.
I love fried chicken.
Fried chicken is good as shit.
Yeah.
You ever heard that song, like, nigga, 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 why do you eat so much chicken? And like, you ever, it's just like...
I don't like to admit it, but yes, I've had it.
Yeah, okay. but like, no, that song exists, but like, it's just a song about like, you know, why do you act such a certain way, whatever. He's like, and the line after that is, you know, fuck. He's like, have you ever tasted fried chicken? Like, that shit is good. Like, again, at the end of the day, it's just somebody who was at the top and just said, yo, this, like, it's like the jock in high school who was like, yeah, yo, you know, this kid is a nerd and we're gonna bully him, and everybody was like, you know what, you're the jock, you could beat me up, so I gotta listen to you. That's all it was, you know. But at the end of the day, it's words are, what's the word? Words are, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me, that kind of thing, you know. At the end of the day, it's, you know, it's how you receive those words. You know. Yeah,
but also, like nowadays, I can't tell if people are getting just more like, just because you see so much like bullying online, you see so many arguments online. I don't know if it's just becoming more of like a accepted thing that arguments and like putting someone down for something is just becoming more like acceptable. Like, you know what I mean?
Like kind of in a sense, like kind of cancel culture ish.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm very strong about that.
I actually am a fan of cancel culture, and I am working right now to. You know, Crystal Lee is back.
Yeah.
Yeah. He started his podcast over again.
Yeah. Okay. So, from the video that I saw, he said that everything was consensual and blah 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 whatever, but it still looks wrong, whatever, yada yada. Yes, it's weird that they were like. I don't know. Again, I hate talking about like those type of situations.
Because we don't know what's real and what's just.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You only know. You know what's crazy? This is why I'm not a fan of cancel culture. Everybody pretends like their shit doesn't stink.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to pretend that they do everything perfectly, that they've never stolen, that they've never, you know, cheated, that they've never, you know, insulted somebody, they never judged somebody. Like, you're a bullshit liar, because that's what humans are. At the end of the day, that's what we
liars,
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you're coming at me because I'm Jewish.
That's exactly why. Cancel me.
Get the fuck out of my house. No,
take this mic.
That'd be the most stereotypical thing you could do.
My reparations, man.
So how's the snow been? In your side of New England.
Bro, the world is ending because the snow has been non-existent. So, I moved up to New Hampshire. My parents were like, oh, you're moving to New Hampshire, you're going to get snow every other week, blah, 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 this and that. You're near Canada. Okay, that's fine. I did. 2017, 2018, 2019, terrible fucking snowstorm. New York,
I think wasn't 2017 really bad year for snow?
Yeah.
I think that was a big year, right?
Yeah. I had the Integra at the time, so my car, I still have pictures of it, my car was fucking like this much in snow, and my car was like this tall.
Holy shit.
And, yeah, so my parents were just joking around, making fun of me. And then this year and last year, nothing but snow in New York. And we got nothing in New Hampshire. Mass got a little bit of snow, but nothing in New Hampshire. New Hampshire's been like in the 40s, 30s all winter.
I know,
last 3 weeks
the roads have been... So, like, on Friday going to Keene, obviously it was late. It's just the roads are so bad in Mass. And then we get over this state line, and there wasn't any snow.
Yeah.
It was wild.
My drive was like an hour and 10, hour and 20, whatever. And the roads were kind of bad in Manchester. But when I got to Keene, they got better or whatever. But... my mom was sending me pictures. She has a house in Rockland County, and she was sending me pictures of the snow they got, and I was like, we got like 2, maybe 3 inches, and you got like 8 or 9. Is
Rockland County, is that like so Could you explain like New York and like the Bronx and like
Yeah.
Brooklyn to me?
Okay, so like you know New York City.
Yeah.
Do you know New York, New York City? New York City is comprised of the 5 boroughs. You know, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island.
Long Island.
Long Island. No,
Yeah.
no, not Long Island. Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know why I struggled on that. And Staten Island. That's why we joke about Staten Island not being a part of us, whatever, yada yada. But yeah. So those are the 5 boroughs, and then outside of New York, you have Yonkers, Westchester, Tuckahoe, all those kind of.
Queens.
Queens is part of the borough, the 5 boroughs. So the best way to put it is like Boston. So you know I have like Southie. I just know Southie. I'm just naming places
like,
that I know where people live.
Yeah, you know, you got like you got houses. Wait, so but do your parents live in a house?
Yes, in Rockland County. So,
Alright.
Yeah. So, and then when you start to move, so Boston is like New York City. And then on the outside, like Milton, Dedham, and all that, that's where you start to get like Yonkers and all that kind of stuff.
All right, yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
when you start to get a little bit more north, is that like Somersworth, right? More north from here? Maybe Worcester?
Yeah.
Worcester would be like kind of like the Buffalo area of New York, or I don't know what's below. Oh, and actually no, Poughkeepsie. And then when you get to like whatever that place is called.
Singapore? I used to hook up with this girl from Singapore.
Uh-huh.
She gave really good blowjobs, but that's the end of that story.
Okay, all right. Thank you for adding substance.
You're welcome.
But yeah, that's basically how it's broken up, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. So I lived in like the Dedham, Milton part of New York. That's what Rockland County is, and the Palisades Mall is like the top 5 malls in the country is in Rockland County. So yeah, it's basically like a middle class, upper class kind of area. It's just all houses and no apartment buildings, just houses and condos basically.
Yep.
But that was an interesting time. I actually moved into Rockland County my senior year of high school, and that was absolute shit.
Where'd you go to high school?
So I've been to 4 different high schools, maybe 3. I don't know. I went to Mount St. Michael's Academy, which is a all boys high school in the Bronx. I went there for 1 year.
Any cute priests?
Huh? No. Only pastors. And then it was like a train ride and then a bus ride there, and then my mom and I played sports. I played football. Believe it or not, I was like 5'2", 90 pounds, soaking wet.
What position do you play? Water boy?
Wide receiver, left bench. Wide receiver, and but yeah, so I will always get out late because I play baseball and basketball, or baseball and football. So my mom was like, you need to go to a school that's a lot closer because the Bronx is dangerous and I don't want you taking the bus. And I was just like, Mom, I'm fine. Nobody really gives a fuck about this skinny kid with glasses on the train. Anywho, went to another all-boys high school, All Hallows Swallows as people like to call it. I went there for 2 years, my sophomore and junior year, and then senior year I went to Clarkstown North in Rockland County. And that was like I guess my first introduction to white people, a culture shock of like, you know, not city life.
Yeah, no salt, no pepper.
No salt, no pepper.
I feel like I feel like white people get a bad rep for the cooking.
Yeah,
like,
honestly.
Like do you follow Fools Gone Wild?
Fools Gone Wild, no.
It's like South Central, like Los Angeles, like accountant. It's like all Hispanic like culture and stuff, and like they always like shit on like Rachel Ray, like for her Pozzoli, or is that what it's called?
Pozzoli, yeah.
Pozzoli recipe, and like I guess like it's easy to make fun of, but white people they're trying to fucking cook something up good. Just give them a chance.
I mean, like. I will admit there are certain like places that I go, like if I go to a homogenous restaurant, like one time I went to this, it was supposed to be a Spanish restaurant in Keene, but I know it was owned by a white person, maybe I think it was a white female, and like the food was not authentic, and you can just tell, you know.
Yeah, when I worked at a Spanish radio station, I actually got really cultured in traditional like Mexican food, Latin American food, Spanish food, because I did a show where we went to all different types of restaurants and we reviewed them, and I learned a lot about just like the culture and like what it's like for immigrants coming here and starting their own business. And we met this one woman at Machu Picchu in Somerville. Go check it out. It's a great establishment. And she basically just told us like everything that goes into like starting a business when you first come here and you're 19 years old and it's your first time like in a country. And now she owns 3 restaurants now. She's a
Holy
successful businesswoman. She's doing everything great. And I'll be honest, I didn't even like the food.
Yeah.
I liked it for like the conversation. 'Cause me,
The premise, the principle.
yeah, because I like meeting people like that, and I do like Mexican food, but maybe this is just the white person in me. I only really like burritos.
That makes sense, but yeah, that's exactly it's just what you're used to too. But it's just like when you go someplace expecting something and you're like, okay, like I'm expecting. If you tell me that this is authentic Spanish food, fine cuisine, Spanish food, I'm expecting a certain taste to it, you know.
Yeah.
And even the food in Manchester, which is the hood of New Hampshire, still is lacking something in terms of taste that is not similar to New York. And I'm not saying that like New York has better flavor or anything, but it's just cooked differently, or I don't know, maybe the immigrants came sooner than the ones here in Manchester, but like you can
Well,
just tell.
if you're immigrating to the U.S. and you end up in Manchester, I don't think you were the brightest bulb.
I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I moved to New Hampshire for 3 reasons. One, it was just a much more different experience.
Well,
than
for
I was
you,
expecting.
it's not like you came from a different country. You
Yeah.
came from New York.
Yeah.
You came from a city.
This is true.
So you
But-
wanted to live in. It's basically the great outdoors, New Hampshire.
Yes, exactly. The great outdoors. It's cheap as shit
Yeah.
to live out there, and that's basically it. The great outdoors was a perfect way to sum up my 2 points. My first 2 points. Now I only have 2 points. Thanks, Mike.
You know me. I'm just so sharp. I'm so good. I can take anyone's shit and make it my own. So, what do we do? How do we get more shows going? What do we do about... You started researching in Keene, and how do we spread that through New Hampshire and create more of a comedy scene there?
So I mean, that's easy in my opinion. There's another Yankee Lanes in Manchester that I can easily start a second show there.
Really? Wow.
But the thing is that Michael and I have talked about. So so you asked about Michael came on like about 5, maybe 7 weeks.
If you don't know Michael Millett, he's basically Juan's right-hand man in this operation that got
Yes,
running
sir.
in Keene.
I don't like to post shit. Michael loves posting shit. That's
Yeah.
the best way of putting it. I just like when people hear of it word of mouth, and I love to hear that people say, "Oh, I heard it from my friend. I heard it was a great show." Versus,
Well,
I saw it on Facebook.
I've been pushing that show a lot. I've been telling everyone because I truly think it's the best mic going on right now.
I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, so Michael came on like about 5 to 7 weeks after I started it, and then Michael was like, "Hey, like if there's anything that you need help with, let me know. I'll help you out." And I said, "Okay, no problem. It's nothing I really need help with." Then eventually, he was showing up early. He was showing up every single week. He was talking to me more about it, and I was just like, "You know what? This guy's gonna help me out. Fuck it. I'll take the partnership in that." And then he introduced me to somebody else who does posters and all that kind of stuff. So we got a new poster made. We got new microphones, the wireless microphones, which now we got rid of.
Yeah, we had some issues there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I wanted to try it out to see how it would work because again, you can't say no unless you know.
I'm a cordless guy though.
Yeah.
I prefer going cordless. Some people they like to twirl the cord around.
Yeah.
I don't get that. People go up there. People love moving the mic arm. I don't give a fuck about that.
I'm not gonna hold you. Sometimes when because I got a cheap mic stand,
Yeah.
that I'm just like that shit is just gonna start to fall on its own. Like when you even you tighten as much as possible, it's just gonna start to fall soon.
Yeah.
I can already see that happening. But yeah, so Mike had brought that up of saying, why don't we do a second show in Manchester? And I'm just like, because we have 5 to 7 comics showing up right now. There's no point in doing that yet. When I start to get 20 to 30 comics and I have to start, I don't time people right now.
Well, that's also why it's the best mic. If you're doing good, you can do your whole set there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it makes you a better comedian if you have a place like that. And I can now see that Keene is pulling in more comedians. Like, look at last Friday.
Last week, yeah, I got like what 7 new comics that I've seen them before, but I've never met them before.
Yeah, they've never been at that mic.
Yeah.
Like Holly Johnson.
Yeah.
You didn't get a good representation of her.
No, I've seen her before. She's funny as shit.
She is, but she was only doing new material that night.
Yeah, me too. And I kind of felt some type of way when Emma was supposed to host, and then I went in last minute, so I wasn't expecting to host. But I did all new jokes, and I was just like, shit, like they're just gonna think that this mic sucks or whatever. But I'm sure that eventually that they're, one, it's a mic, so they're not gonna care.
Yeah.
And two, they're just gonna eventually know, okay, this kid is actually decent or whatever. I mean, like, I give a fuck that anybody says something.
Yeah, I mean, also that kid Dylan that was there, he shows up to open mics on heroin, so I don't think he care what his
Holy
opinion
shit.
is. No, like actually shows up on heroin.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he has a joke about it. He goes, "Hey, you guys like smoking weed? Well, you'd love heroin."
I think I did hear. I went to the bathroom when his set started. I have a fucking bladder of a squirrel. I fucking hate that about myself. I'm actually surprised I don't have to pee after 2 beers. But no, that's absolutely one of the first things I hate about myself.
If you gotta use the restroom, it's just right up there to the right.
Got you. I use the I go wherever the dogs go. Where do they go? Outside?
Usually. Well, I have one elderly pit bull that's 13 years old, so usually on the carpet in my back porch.
Okay.
And then my other dog just usually breaks out of the house somehow, and then
Yeah,
then you gotta yeah, dude, and then you gotta chase him down the street.
Is that the one that knows jujitsu or what's it?
No, that was Pebbles. The police made us get rid of Pebbles.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of control. Yeah, you gotta get rid of this dog.
Yeah. Do you like that joke?
Oh yeah.
The dog one?
If your dog, maybe if your dog listens to Joe Rogan every once in a while, maybe you learn to defend itself. It's funny as shit. I do like that one.
Yeah, and then I have a callback joke to that. Remember, I did it for the first time.
Toe thing.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's toes, whatever that.
She
like
puts
that.
my foot in the chokehold with her fucking big toe, and she's like, "I don't know what to do, babe. My toe's been listening to Joe Rogan."
Yeah, I like that one. But yeah, so until I start to get 20 to 30 comics and I have to start timing folks.
And that's a good time to start.
Then I say we're going to do 2 mics a week. We're going to do one on, let's say, Tuesday in Manchester's and one on Fridays in Manchester or in Keenan. That's it. But until then, why am I to worry about starting a second location at the first location? You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And also, it would just put more work for the same product.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. But right now, I just want to get the word out of, like, hey, there's comedy here. Every Friday at 8 p.m. show starts. There's a new host every single week, so depending on the host, you know, folks get lighted or not. You know, it's a great show regardless.
Are you letting Johnny Boy host next week, or is the girl gonna do it?
No, I think it depends on Emma. I have to message her, but since she didn't do it this week, I'm assuming she'll
give
be
her
ready to
another
perform
chance.
next week.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's just like one, hosting is a fucking experience that every comic needs to do.
Yeah. Well, that was my first time ever host. I've been approached before to host. But I was just like, I've always said no because I never really like wanted to do it because it is like it's kind of a pain. It's a nerve-wracking thing. Like I've never done it before. How do you think I did hosting?
Oh, I think like I told you, I think you did great. You did like in a science, you're not supposed to break it down like this, but in a science, it's you say thank you for this comic, give it up for this comic. Then you do a callback or reference something like that or whatever, and then you might do a joke of your own or something, and then you say, and then this next guy, and then you give a tidbit about that. You did that every time, and to me, you know, that's I mean, what I look for is just for the host to be themselves and to give the crowd like a fun show, even if it's all comics. Like we all just have fun, just fuck it, you know. But no, yeah, I think that you did great. But yeah, I think every comic needs to host.
Experience what it's like hosting.
Exactly.
Especially because it's a good way to make a name for yourself. Because you show up, you're hosting, everyone's hearing you. If someone comes late and just joins the show, they're gonna catch at least something in your comedy.
Something of yours, exactly. That's exactly the way to put it. And plus, it gives you, like you said, new material to work on. You just get to. You know, I've come up with at least 7 new jokes just by hosting since I started.
Wow.
Whatever, you know, like it's just if that's not what you want to do, that's cool. But you need to be put in that position to get the experience in. Basically, that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
and you can't run away from it too. I think that's why I love comedy. I'm a piece of shit lazy person.
Same here, dude. I sleep too much.
Yeah, I wish I could. I don't nap, which is like a weird thing. I actually napped today for like the first time in like months, but no, yeah, I'm just like a lazy person, and like unless I'm like my back is against the wall and I have to do what I need to do, then that's when I truly succeed. I'm a procrastinator, I guess, but comedy doesn't give me a chance to run away. It doesn't let me cut corners. It doesn't let me, whatever the case might be. I have to do my best out there. Especially last night, I was freaking out over this show. It was my first comedy show with Jim Matthew, all these guys, fucking legends, basically.
Established in the area.
Yeah, and I'm just like, holy shit, like, I cannot fuck this up. And I brought my A game last night, and the crowd loved it and whatever, but...
Well, you're also in a good position where your jokes, you've used them a good amount of time, you're comfortable with them, and I know they're funny, so if you go out there with the right attitude, it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Unless the crowd is, like, just not anything that, like, would go with, like, your jokes, my jokes, like, sometimes I'll come across that and I'll just say, alright, it's kind of me, but it kind of isn't, there's nothing I can do,
Yeah. Yeah, that's so like I was always a firm believer of like if you're a great comic, you'll catch the crowd's attention no matter what.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm starting to be very 50-50 on that of like maybe it could be the crowd, like maybe there could be like that one person who sets the tone of like, yeah, no, we're not laughing at this guy, or this one group that says we're not laughing at this guy or girl. But like I still believe, again, I think it's 50-50 of like, if you're a great comic, you will grab everybody's attention, you'll get laughs, and et cetera, and I don't know, like even Dave Chappelle bombs, like even Tosh bombs, like even
Rogan
Richard,
bombs,
Logan
even Logan Paul bombs.
Logan bombs, yeah. Are you
into that stuff?
Yeah, I'm interested in the whole like the Jake Paul, Logan Paul,
I am
the
too.
fights. Yeah.
Some people are like, they're like they don't like them because they're like jealous, or like I guess in a way they're like jealous of their success. Because like we all want to be comedians, but like they do something that's just like so silly, and like it's loved by like so many people, millions of people, and I guess you could say they're comedians, you could say they're boxers, you could say the personalities, like whatever they're doing, it works.
It works.
So you can't hate on it.
I honestly feel like it's just like, I don't think though, I guess haters is the best way of putting it. It's just like people are just upset that that's what works because maybe they can see themselves doing it.
Yes, yeah.
I think that's what it is, and I think that's what a lot of people's insecurities come from, and I with comics as well, like I will go into an open mic or something, I'm like, oh, like I'm jealous that this guy said that because that's a very,
it's similar to my joke, or it's kind of like, it's like similar and like it kills, and now I gotta go on stage, I gotta do something in the
along
same
the lines. Yeah, exactly. So I just think that we all have that insecurity of validation, and when we see somebody doing something that we know that we can do, we're gonna feel some type of way regardless, So, but like at the end of the day, I respect any and every artist first off because they got to where they got to by fucking doing it.
By putting in the hard work. That's the only thing you can do.
I'm sorry, but you don't get to a couple $1 million by luck. Yes, luck has to do with it, but...
Well, if you hit it on a scratch off.
Yeah, this is true. But it's just like all the hard work that is put in, like nobody gets whatever famous on accident, I guess.
No,
people do, but people don't.
Well, that's like the thing, like people are like, oh, this guy's an overnight success. But they didn't see the 10 years of grinding it out, driving the cane.
5 YouTube videos. YouTube videos, whatever.
5 views, 5 views. Jesus, you want another beer?
Oh my god.
You want one?
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll go get some.
Alright.
Tell a story or something while I'm gone.
He told me to tell a story. I don't know what story to tell. I have a couple in mind.
Make one up.
Make one up. Oh my god, that's kind of scary. There's a bed next to me too, so I feel like it's like a bedtime story. You know what? All right. So my friend group and I, we're all close, and I tend to play pranks on all of us. And one time I convinced my friends that one of my other friends in the group chat had died. and he was working on Black Friday at JCPenney, and I knew he couldn't. Thank you, sir. I knew he couldn't respond to his messages, so I was like, "Yo, guys, I hate to be the one to break this news to you guys, but Frank died." And
Wait, what did I just walk in on?
So I'm basically telling a story about how I killed off one of my friends in the group chat. He wasn't dead. He was working at JCPenney. It was Black Friday, so he couldn't respond to his phone.
Basically dead then.
He's basically, yeah, technically his soul is gone.
Yeah.
So I wasn't wrong. I wasn't lying. So, I was like, yeah, I hate to be the one to break this to you guys, but Frank is dead. And they were like, nah, Juan, you're fucking with us. Like, you play too much. You know, you're the comedian of the group. And this was before, obviously, I had to stand. This was like 4 years ago. You're the comedian of the group. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, no, guys, like, Frank died in his sleep. You know, I went to wake him up, and I
Were you roommates?
Huh? Yeah, we were roommates,
yeah.
Right. We lived in Keene together. We were living together for, like, about a year and a half at this point. And I just kept going. I just kept, they were like, yo, Juan, you're fucking with us. And I was like, nah, I'm not, like, he is. And, I don't know what I did, but, like, I convinced everybody in the group chat, and then, I don't know if I sent a picture of, like, an ambulance or something, I don't know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I had like 2, maybe 3 of my friends message me on the side and was like, yo, you dead ass? And I was like, nah, bro, like, I'm just fucking with y'all. Like, I just wanted to see, I was like, I have nothing else to do today, so let me know what y'all think. And, and then one of my friends believed it and told his mom, and now basically ever since that day, she asked him how Frank is doing. Because he basically just told her that Frank is really sick and in the hospital and might be dying or something, because he didn't want to worry her.
Yeah.
So that's, I was just basically giving a story about like how much of an asshole that I am sometimes, or I can be. So that was a prank that I played on my friends once. Another, actually, an actual funny one, I guess, is you know how you have like Do Not Disturb or airplane mode on your phone?
Yeah.
Me and my boy were playing Madden, and his phone was right here, right? His phone was right here charging, I was right here. He was right there, we're playing Madden. His girlfriend kept texting him nonstop, and like he wasn't responding. So as a girlfriend, you're just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
She messages him. She says, can you answer me, whatever? He says, yo, can you just tell her that I'm playing Madden with you? Just tell her that I'm busy. So I said, okay. So I messaged her, he's busy, smile emoji. And then I sent it, and I put his phone on airplane mode. And we were playing Madden, and it was the second quarter, and we were playing 7-minute quarters, so about 40 minutes real time.
Yeah, that's later. A long game.
It's a long game. His phone was on airplane mode. He's like, oh, I'm surprised she hasn't messaged me or anything like that. He's like, why is my phone on airplane mode? Takes it off airplane mode, and boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and we laugh about it now.
Here, actually, let's see what's on this. Can you hear anything?
No, I was gonna say, should I be concerned about the noises right now?
I don't know. I don't know how to.
Because those lights aren't up, like 2. Oh no, 2 is green. Okay. I don't know.
That's weird. Oh, this.
Oh shit.
Isn't that kind of fresh?
I actually like that. I'm not gonna hold you. Is that from Caillou?
Yeah. I think so. None of those are my sounds. That's actually Michael's board.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna put it to like whatever our podcast name is. We're gonna have like a theme song. We're gonna have like just different like buttons to hit. We're gonna make a button for every time we mention a gay person.
Please don't be like Funk Flex, where he drops bombs. You know what Funk Flex is? He drops bombs every like the song. Like he's like, we got a new track for y'all, and it's by DJ Khaled. And it's just bomb. And then like the song starts, and he's like, I go on and on, and then like, and then starts the song over, and he does that for 8 minutes straight, bro. As a New Yorker, that shit pisses us the fuck off.
Do you listen to like a lot of like morning radio, like Breakfast Club, like something like that?
I actually used to love the Breakfast Club.
I did too.
Charlemagne was obviously funny.
Charlemagne has really been fucking killing it, huh?
Yeah, 100% respect. I think I read both of his books, maybe just one book.
I just got this book, Judd Apatow.
I know.
It's a dude.
He's a dude. Okay.
And it's a book about like just like conversations with comedians. I think it's fairly new. I don't know. My mom got it for me. I just started reading it the other night. It's pretty good.
What else? What other morning show? My 94.5 Jammin'?
Yeah.
My clothing line was shouted out by Ashley Feldman at the end of one of her shows. One of my girl type friends, girlfriends, was basically DMing her like, yo, can you shout him out? Whatever, can you shout him out? And she did, which is pretty dope. So.
Did you get any orders from that?
No. Okay, so my website, the way that it was set up, so I didn't kind of recognize that my website needed to say that I sold clothes. Yeah. I just kind of had things on there, and it's just like, this is what you get.
Oh, what, you had like comedy on there?
I just had like a lot. It was just too much.
Yeah.
But I realized that, you know, later, when she said that, I realized that my website needed to be closed. And then I have a tab for comedy, not just everything on there. And a link for my YouTube video, my YouTube animated videos, not the, you know, whatever. And then my personal thing is my comedy and everything. So I need to separate the two, you know, yada yada. So, but now it's a lot more crisp and whatever. But I feel like if my website looked the way that it looked right now, I definitely would have got orders. Mm-hmm. But I didn't get any orders because it was so confusing and you couldn't really tell what I sold.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, you were selling snake oil, man. you were selling. You said, "Hey, is your dick 1 inch? You want to go 6 inches overnight with one pill?"
You ever heard of Ron Jeremy?
No, what? Who's Ron Jeremy?
You know what Ron Jeremy is?
No, who's that?
He's the most he's a notable guy for having a huge cock in porn, but he's like a kind of like a bigger dude, and like I don't like to call people unattractive, but like you just wouldn't consider him a porn star. He's a typical 70s porn star. Is the best way to put it.
Oh yeah, mustache.
Yes.
He's delivering a pie.
Essentially, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, that's who Ron Jeremy was.
I don't get why there isn't more like porn like with obvious situations. Like, actually, speaking of that, John Tyler wants to do a sketch. Mm-hmm. I don't want to give it too much away. Yeah. But I'm a guy that's addicted to pizza delivery porn. And I get a pizza delivery job, expecting to have sex, and John's at the door. Funny. John's at the door, and he's the only one trying to have sex with me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that. You guys gotta do innuendos, so either one of you aren't sure if like the other one wants it. That'd be funny as shit.
Yeah, that is funny.
My animated skits that I'm doing, I'm trying to release them every month after May, because my animator guy is, you know, busy with college right now, but yeah. I want to release these animated skits of like, my first one that I released is about like 2 minutes. Next one that I'm going to release in the next month is about 1:30. And it's not more of a skit, it's just more about my clothing line kind of thing, and like about like, hey, this is how you order. But I have so many skits written down and scripts already laid out that I'm so excited, and I can't wait to, you know, use you guys, the comics, to...
Yeah, definitely. You know, anything you need, Juan, you just give me... I'm one DM away.
Yeah. So this... Oh, and it actually didn't happen in DM, it happened in person, but that's how this happens.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, well, dude... I'd love to have you back on. If you want to be connected to the new podcast or start, if you want to just come on, be a regular guest on it. You could be a regular guest on my podcast.
As you can tell, I love to talk shit, so I don't mind.
Yeah, fast, dude. We did great. We're almost at 2 hours right now.
Holy shit.
It feels like it's been like a half an hour.
Yeah, I've been looking at that, and I did see when it was at like 43, I think, and then I was like, oh, okay, and I look back now, it's at 46, 34. I'm like, what the fuck? Or an hour 46.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah,
fucks with it.
Yeah, we've been doing good. I forgot to even send you any of my podcasts before, but we did great. I mean, I started off the episode a little cold.
No, we don't
really know each other too well. Now I feel like I know you. Like, we're boys now.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers. But yeah, that's exactly. We just talked to comedy, and then now we're just like, hey, like, you know, this is our. So tell me, actually, you want to roll up?
Yeah.
All right.
Want to end the podcast?
We get in the podcast and then come back in 20 minutes.
All right.
All right.